everyone, PolishLynx here, and the 6th chapter of the Narcissu side second will be begin Croquettes. Hot. Even though it was still morning, it already felt like midday, though it also looked like it would be a hot day. In that walking the 3-minute distance, I again was headed toward the hospital. In my hands the usual tote bag with pattern of yellow sunflowers on white. Nothing in particular had changed from yesterday, it was just another summer day. What differed was hidden inside the tote bag, the lunch that mother had made for me. Hey, Setsumi! Called from far away, I turned towards a familiar voice. What's going on? Being in a place like this? I've been waiting. I wanted you to help me a bit. With just those words, Himeko-san quickly started walking. Just where she was going. Wherever it wasn't the main entrance, but the rear. While not knowing what was happening, I followed along. Okay, here we are. The place we'd gone to was the hospital's courtyard. Around the small fountain was a clock and many flowers beds. While I had been hospitalized, it had been a place I came to numerous times. Is something going on here? Yeah, look, over there. What Himeko-san was pointing at was the corner of a flower bed, roughly 3 meters square. It was just that even though there was grass and flowers blooming around it, that patch alone had nothing growing in it. And so, ta-da! What's that? Boobs. Boobs. I was thinking, we plant them here now. Proudly, Himeko-san took out a bulb from the plastic bag in her hand and showed me. Counting them up, there seemed to be around 100. Sure, if 2 people were planting, it'd be done in about an hour, but I was worried about something else. It's okay to just go ahead and plant them? Well, this patch is for winter use after all. What I'm asking about is the just go ahead part. It's fine. It's not like we'll get in trouble. It really didn't feel like much of an explanation, but winter use probably meant it was for flowers that bloom in the winter. And I understood that for that reason, now was the time to plant them. But even then, I didn't see how that connected with planting in the hospital's flowers beds without permission. Or were the people of the sunflower permitted this much freedom? Okay, why don't we start? Dig until 10 centimeters and then blind it, alright? Once she said that, she handed the bag of bulbs and a small gardening trowel over. Recently my health had been fine, so this wasn't a problem. But I wonder if it was alright for Himeko-san to work under this blazing sky. I couldn't help but worry about that, but Himeko-san herself was planting with amazing vigor. They are digging and digging. Maybe gardening was a hobby. One might believe that, since her hands moved unnaturally well. Yeah, just like we covered with dirt like that. Once in a while, as I watched and imitated her, she would give instructions. Say, what flowers are these? Okay, I'm guessing it's Narcissus. Daffodils. You know of them, we were right. The name at least. Even so, I could only remember that they were white flowers. Having only seen them blooming on TV or in a book, this was the first time I felt a bulb like this. You know, it's quite surprising for them to be around in this season. Really? Yeah, normally it'd be around the end of summer. And then Himeko-san taught me various things. That the scientific name was Narcissus, from the family Amaryllidaceae. How you could grow them from seeds, but since they take a few years to bloom, bulbs are planted instead. How in the deep of winter, when the flower beds were a lonely place, where a single proud blooming form was impressive and beautiful. So, gardening really is your hobby? It's not really our hobby or anything. Then, why do you know so much? If I had to say, it was part of the job, I guess. A gardener, a florist, but before, she had said she liked cars. I didn't really understand. I still really didn't know much about Himeko-san. Well, either way, when this bloom, I won't be around. And as always, cheerful talking about things that make you stop short. What I knew was that she was a resident of the 7th floor, and that the rest of her time was within sight. And paying that no heed, she does these things and was a person who could be called carefree. Okay, since it's more or less done, it's about time we go up to the room. Together, we carefully washed our hands and headed to the 7th floor. Right in front of us, as we get off the elevator, was a large cart carrying lunch. It was already that time. And so, with Himeko-san's lunch tray in hand, we went back to the room. Normally, when this time came, I'd be heading back home to eat lunch. Hey Setsumi, want to go to the cafeteria together? It's a lot of trouble to go back to your home, right? Holding her own tray, Himeko-san made the suggestion. Normally, I would have wound up thinking it over, but today was a bit different. Today, I brought a lunch. So... You brought a lunch? Mother made it for me. As I spoke, I took out the lunchbox from the tote bag and opened it on the small table near the bed. And the frozen barley tea I bought along was now melted just right for drinking. Something wrong? Setsumi! Wow, you scared me. Right now, I'm really touched. To think that there will be someone who could bring lunch to such a place. Thank you, thank you. Hey, don't cling. Was that a bit over the top? And so, we began eating lunch together. Himeko-san got off the bed and we sat in the folding chairs next to each other. By the way, Himeko-san's lunch, even though it was the 7th floor, didn't look all that different from the food in the other wards. I wondered if it would have been extremely luxurious, but if it was what you could call a plain hospital lunch. Compared to that, my lunch, which mother had put effort into making, spicy fried tofu, lots of croquettes, it was very lively. Hey, can I have one? Here. Yeah, thanks a lot. This is a curry croquette? It wasn't supposed to be all that spicy, but Himeko-san drank far too much water. You okay? See, I'm really bad with anything spicy. Unlike her normal image, some tears were in her eyes. She looked so pitiful. I decided to tell her what was in them. This is a vegetable croquette. Come again? That's pumpkin, and the one in front is a meat croquette. Wait, just by looking, you can tell what's inside? I gave a nod at her words. So, to show the half-believing, half-doubting one's son, I split open the croquettes with my chopsticks. See? I'm right. Wait, how did you know? The outside looks all the same. It's not like they're exactly the same. Well, for me at least, I can't tell them apart. Hey, could be, did you know a lot about croquettes? Not particularly. I didn't think it was all that amazing myself. Basically, from eating them every day, I just learned to pick out the little differences between the outsides. Phew. Thanks for the food. Once our meal was finished, I placed the now empty lunchbox once again into the tote bag. Hey, Professor Croquette. Come again? Want to go for an after-meal ice cream, Professor? Could it be that Professor Croquette mean me? Don't go tacking on weird nicknames. Let's act you don't like it. Beyond the windows that could only open 50 centimeters was the summer sky. The voices of noisy crying cicadas and Himeko-san's bright laughing voice rang out in the narrow room. There always bright and cheery was Himeko-san, and just maybe, I too was smiling. Afterwards, we passed the time as usual in the room, when we parted as I was making to leave the 7th floor. A moment. Turning around, there was an Onya-san I didn't know. A cute, frilly skirt, a red apron, and a rosary on her chest left an impression. Other helpers I've seen before wore the same aprons. So that probably meant this person was also a helper. Did you mean me? This place is supposed to be restricted to people who are involved and relatives. Are you perhaps a family member of someone? For a moment I thought about how to answer and then slowly opened my mouth. Someone called Himeko's friend. Hey, you're a friend? That's what I've been told. Was there? No, it's nothing. Excuse me. With those words, the Onya-san once again went off somewhere. What was that just now? It was probably a helper, but... Around when the sun had completely set and today's dinner was ending. My, you cleaned it out, didn't you? At the empty lunchbox, Mother looked pleased. Then, here's my lunch for you starting tomorrow. Thank you. Fraff was Himeko-san had eaten the fries for me, but I wasn't able to reveal that. Once I opened the window in the room, just a bit of cool night wind came in. My room, by the window, the sailor uniform was drying. The sweltering summer heat made me want to turn on the air conditioner, but then I thought about father who still hadn't come home yet. I stopped. Come to think, Himeko-san. In the end, she was really vague about it, but I wonder if planting flowers in a flower bed without permission would cause her any problems. On top of that, the story from before about how she didn't need a helper and how no one came to visit her was also mysterious. Name Himeko, Libra, blood type AB, ID brand cell color was white. I still probably didn't know anything about Onya-san. Well then, that chapter Croquette's finished, so let's end this for now. There will be chapter punishment. I wonder what will be. I hope you enjoyed the story so far, and see you in the next one, right? Bye.